Do you want to say hello? Do you want to say hello? Say hello. Say hello to the people. Say hello to the people. Because you know you want to say hello. Hello. Oh, my cute, cute. You're cute. You're cute. Bah. Good evening. How are you? I don't know who's there. Maybe I'll use my phone to grab the chat tonight. Let's see if that works. Now I can't find myself on here. For some reason. Oh, there it is. Now I can't find myself on here. Hi, Emmy. You're watching from Hong Kong. Nice to see you. Turn that down. Let's see. So, Emmy, are you still there? Let me know if anybody is there. Is anybody listening? Is anybody talking? Oh, it's nice to see you too, Emmy. How's everything in Hong Kong? She's always available. Hi, Angelique. Good to see you too. I got 6 people watching, but I'm not sure exactly who they are. Everything is good. That's good to hear. So I was just watching, or I was just reading Roy Tugman's post about negative people here on English Finally. And, I think wherever we go in the world, there are going to be negative people, I read somewhere in a psychological article that in any given place or any room, if like 80% of the people like you, then that's actually really, really good. That's a good percentage. 100% of the people like you, maybe you're an angel. Maybe you should have angel status, on there. But I'm going to read a little bit from the article here, How to Deal with Negative People. Negative people, they're like human black holes who they suddenly come out of nowhere and just suck the life out of you. right? You try to stay positive and remain strong, but their negativity ends up just completely draining you and you feel exhausted. You may also start to feel depressed too. So, what can you do? Well, one of the first things to do is to be aware of who the negative people are in your life. And this may not be as easy as you think. Hi, Itchy. How are you? Welcome. You live with him, Ella? I'll watch here from my bed. Oh, okay. Do live with him, not live with him. I read that as do live with him, Emily. No, that's okay. I'm very happy with my cats here. Thank you very much. That was funny. Hey, Andy, how are you? So we're talking about negative people here, and I'm reading the article from Life with Confidence, a positive way of thinking, and it's 11 tips on how to deal with negative people, right? So the first thing you have to do is you have to find the negative people, and that's not as easy as you may think. Some very nice people are, as some people say, and this one woman, Judy Orloff, says in Positive Energy, some people are energy vampires, right? Do you know what a vampire is? A vampire is a person that comes and will, bite your neck and then just suck all the life out of you. There are some people in this world that are energy vampires, and they're here just to suck the life out of you, right? So here's some of the signs she says to look for negative people. One, you experience a sense of being attacked, right? If you feel like you're being attacked or somebody's talking bad about you, that other person could be an energy vampire, right? Or you intuitively feel unsafe, or you feel tense, or you're like on your guard, right? You're on guard. You're always defensive. That person could also be an energy vampire. Or maybe you sense bad vibes. Bad vibes is another way of saying bad energy. Hey, Vivian, welcome. So bad vibes is like bad energy. So if you feel bad energy from a person, that person can be an energy vampire. So all of those people can be energy vampires that can suck the life out of you. And we have to deal with these negative people in their life because we can't avoid them. They are around, I was on the bus the other week, and I was sitting in the back seat minding my business. And this guy sat next to me, and he said, "You're not trying to hit me with your bag, are you? You're not trying to hit me with your bag, are you?" And he was like attacking me with his words, right? And I said, this guy is definitely an energy vampire, but how do we deal with these energy vampires, these bad people in our lives? So this woman, Judy Orloff, she wrote a book called Positive Energy, and she says that some people, are of these negative people. They're always crying, or they always blame people. It's your fault. It's your fault. It's your fault. It's your fault. That's called a blamer, right? That's somebody who's blaming people. Yeah, the blamer, right? Or then we have the crier, somebody who's crying all the time, right? Oh, hello, Ing, my crazy monkey cat angel. How are you? We're talking about negative people here, and that is certainly not you, right? That's certainly not you. Hey, where did my article go? Oh, there it goes. Okay. Uh, talking about energy people, negative energy people. Yeah, so Vivian, absolutely correct. You have the fault finder or blamer, somebody who always finds fault in something. Oh, this is wrong. This person's this wrong. This person's not well, or this is not right. This is not right. This is not right. They're always blaming, right? Those are negative people as well. It's okay to complain a little bit, but all the time, right? Ing, I'm doing very well. Thank you. We're talking about negative people and how to deal with negative people here, right? Yeah, the fault finding people. You have those people coming in your life. I have those people in my life. So there's some things that we can do to avoid these people, or we can deal with these people. So the first thing is to recognize it, right? So you recognize the negative person or the bad energy. They're fault finding, they're blaming other people. You feel defensive, your energy begins to drain. You're like, oh my God, this person is like draining my energy. Those are all negative people, right? Kalish says most people think about others first and blame because of their unstable mind. Sometimes that's true. They're always looking at the other person. You know what somebody taught me? And maybe you've heard this before. If you're pointing one finger, then you have 3 fingers pointing back at yourself. If you're pointing one finger, you have 3 fingers pointing back at you. So there's a little work you have to do with yourself as well. So Ing tells us that she always avoids when she meets the blamer or the negative person. And that's absolutely right. You just avoid that person. Absolutely. You can avoid the situation. Here's a couple of other tips that the article gives. You have to ask first, where is it coming from? Do you understand why this person is so negative? Is it because they hate their job? They feel frustrated? They feel trapped in their life? And do they lack in self-esteem? They don't feel good about themselves. So the only way they can feel powerful is by hurting other people. This is how some people have power. They hurt other people, and that's how they feel power. It's a pretty sad way to live, but it's true. So if you can understand where it's coming from, it's much easier to deal with. Some people seem to think that the only way they can get what they want is to be manipulative, right? Is to change other people. Remember the saying, the squeaky wheel gets the oil. They believe this, and if they don't whine and complain, that they won't be heard, and this is the only way they get what they want. So they're like, oh, I'm whining. Oh, I need this, I need this, I need this, or this isn't good, or this isn't good, or this isn't good. And they talk like that until finally you're like, oh my God, I gotta, okay, here. Well, that's a negative person. Kalish continues here. He says, we are among the negative environments. We have to learn why it's become negative and should not avoid. Well, that's what we try to understand the negativity. Sometimes it's safer to avoid the negative person. In some extreme situations, I would totally avoid it. And welcome, Wasid. Good to see you here. So what she's saying here is that we have to remember that the negative behavior is a reflection of them. It's not a reflection of me. The negative behavior is a reflection of them. It tells you what kind of person they are and what issues they may be dealing with. It's not a reflection of who you are. The second thing they ask you to do for dealing with negative people is to just smile and remain completely detached. So whenever you see the negative actions going, whenever the negative tirade starts, just smile and don't say anything. Smile. Just smile and don't say anything, right? Remain completely detached from it. Don't get involved. Leave the room if you can. Some negative people are simply seeking to get a reaction from you. They're just trying to get a reaction from you. That's what they get. That's what they feed on. They feed on that. It's like food. If you give them a reaction, that's their energy. That's their food, right? So you don't give them a reaction. Don't give them the food. Don't let them catch you in their web of negativity, because as soon as you do, that's when they start draining your energy. Hey, Rafi, welcome. So I'm continuing to read the article here. It's the emotions that these negative people stir up in you that you need to learn to distance yourself from. If these people are getting you angry, you need to remove yourself from that, right? You just try to observe the whole scene, look at the whole situation, and say to yourself, what a shame that person is so unhappy. Maybe some of my positive energy will rub off on her. If not, her unhappiness has nothing to do with me. This isn't always an easy thing to do, but definitely a powerful technique. In order to get the full benefit from it, you need to make sure that you're aware of what's going on around you. It's very easy to slip into the automatic pilot and not realize later how drained you feel, how lack of energy you feel. You just need to detach yourself from the situation, move away from the situation, right? And this works with family members as well, who don't really have a choice as whether they're in your life or not. Back to the comments here. Hey, Mariana, nice to see you. Lex, good to see you. Emmy and Mohammed, welcome. Welcome. Mariana says, I must go to bed, but wanted to say hello before that. Hugs from Brazil to you. Healing energies. Healing energy to you, Mariana. Thank you very much for showing your beautiful self and giving us your energy. Kalish is asking, could you please explain to us how to create positive energy? Yes, and that's the next step that is talking about in the article here. If the person is coming at you with all this negative energy, you just stop and look at them and say to them, now tell me something positive. It's exactly what you say. You look at them and you say, now tell me something positive. And they have to tell you something positive. If the negative person is someone who only ever has negative things to say and can never see anything positive at all, you could try saying after they finish telling you another negative story, now tell me a positive story, or tell me about something good that happened to you today. Some people have no idea how negative they've become. And that's why they're surrounded by day in, day out. So it's just becoming a way of life for them. Negativity is just part of their life and they don't see it. Right? Lek, Tita, exactly. Tell me something positive. Somebody is saying something negative to you? Great. Now tell me something positive. Kalish says negative energy mostly comes in our mind from where, sir? Personally, I think negative energy comes from fear. It comes from dishonesty. It comes from being impolite. It comes from being selfish, or it comes from being self-seeking, only thinking about yourself. Fear, dishonesty, inconsiderate, selfishness, or self-seeking. That's personally what I think. And Ing, you give them a beautiful smile, and I'm sure they just melt, right? They just melt when they see you smile. Emmy is asking how to create positive. We're just talking about that right now. If somebody is coming at you with all these negative stories, you just look at them and say, tell me about something good that happened today. Tell me something good. Tell me something positive. And by giving them the reminder, they may actually realize that being negative isn't the kind of person they want to be, and they may start work on becoming more positive. Or they may decide to tell you it's not worth telling their horror stories, because you'll ask them to think of something positive. So you come at them with, tell me something positive. Okay, I've listened to your negative story. Now tell me something positive. Tell me something positive. Right? The people who are always whining, calling the sob sisters. They're called. Sob means to cry. Sister could be a woman, could be a guy, but a sob sister, always whining and feel that the world is against them. Right? Everything's happening to me. Everything's happening to me. Why me? Why me? Why me? They will probably not like you. And they won't whine you anymore because you don't get sucked into the drama. Some people may react by saying something like, nothing good happened to me today. And you can tell them, I like to appreciate and be grateful for all the little things that happen to me every day. I go to work on time. I had a good breakfast this morning. I'm wearing my favorite shoes. I'm sure you have lots of things like that happening to you. I want everybody who is watching this right now to type in the box one thing that you are grateful for right now. Just one thing that you are grateful for. I'm grateful for my eyes so I can see, right? I'm grateful for my eyes. What are you grateful for? Type it in the box right now. I'm grateful for my eyes. Finish this sentence. I am grateful for. And I'm not going to continue until I see some posts on there. I think there's a little delay. I'm grateful for my life. Great. Andy says, I'm grateful for my life. Zahoon says, I'm grateful for my hands. So many things we can do for my hands, with our hands, right? We can type on there. We can say hello. We can say okay, right? We can heal with our hands, right? Give massage with our hands. You can go up to a little baby and say, oh, you're cute. Kalish says, I'm grateful for the ears so I can listen. Excellent. Emmy says, I'm grateful for my life. Isn't that a wonderful thing to be alive? That's great. All of those things, very good. Lectita says, I'm grateful for today, that I still have today when I wake up every morning. Excellent. So that was number 3. Number 4, The idea is, here it is in the article that I'm reading, and the link is at the top of the page. Excuse me. Number 4 is imagine a bright white light surrounding you. Now, that might be a little bit strange to people, but hey, if it works for you, who am I to argue? Imagine a bright white light surrounding you. It might sound silly at first, but if you can do it, it's amazing how much difference it can make. You'll feel that their negativity can't touch you because you now have a force field protecting you. She says in the article there that she used to have a really nasty manager who would constantly try to make her feel like an idiot. And when they had a shower in the morning, they would imagine that they were being covered with protective oil so that any of the manager's comments would just slide right off me. And she also put up a post-it note, a little post-it note, right, on the computer. And it said, "Only if you let it." So the post-it note said, "Only if you let it." Only if you let it. Only if you let it means if somebody says something bad to me, it's going to hurt me only if I let it. Only if I let it. That's it. It was my choice to how I react. If I reacted to her comments, then she wins. If I react less, then I win. Zahoon says, "I am grateful for my body things." Andy says, "Wow, Bakhtir, we have to avoid negative people." Yes, Bakhtir, we were saying that earlier in the broadcast. Lectita. I still have to practice that. Lectita. Yes, that is true. Only if I let it. It is my choice if I let it. Emmy says, "Sometimes life is not perfect. It comes and goes." You want to change that, Emmy, to "it comes and goes," not "it was come and go." It comes and goes, right? Bakhtir says we should be aware of negative people. Yes, Bakhtir, we were also talking about that at the beginning of the broadcast as well. So imagine the bright light around me and the phrase, "only if I let it." I should change that. Only if I let it. Only if I let it. Yes. Okay, number 5. Here's an interesting one. It says, "Is it a sign?" She says, "I find that the universe uses negative people." Excuse me. "I find that the universe uses negative people as a way to get me to move on whenever I am getting comfortable in a situation that isn't challenging me anymore." It's like a prod, like the cows walking and the stick the farmers poke. That's called a prod, right? So if the situation is too comfortable, then maybe these negative people, it comes by like a prod that I should be focusing more on following my dream rather than just getting up caught in a nice, comfortable routine that isn't getting me anywhere. If I didn't have these people, then I would probably just stay. So sometimes I'm really grateful to these negative people because They give me the kick I need to get out of a comfortable situation. So take the time to think about the big picture of the situation. Are these negative people a sign that you need to make a bigger change in your life? Think about the negative people in your life. Is it a sign that's telling you, maybe I should move on? Hey, Lori, how are you? Good to see you here. Excellent. Her number 6 tip says, what does it say about you? Negative people, what negative people want is they want to get a reaction out of you. And the only way they can is if they hit one of your buttons or something that causes intense feelings for you. For example, they may bring up past event which they know is going to cause you to feel anger or to make you feel like you don't feel that you're good enough. So is there one particular person who drains you the most? Ask yourself, why is this affecting you so much? Sometimes you can learn a lot about yourself by analyzing what feeling it's bringing up in you. And once you figure it out, you deal with it, then you find that the energy draining person simply has no power you anymore. Go back to the comments here. Andy says, I imagine the bright light covering me to prevent the negative people, so I won't let them to influence me, so I would avoid them by smiling at them and not giving them the food. That's perfect, Andy. Excellent. Excellent. Yep. And Kayla says, negative people gives us the energy to forward in our life. Yes, to move forward in our life, Kayla. You want to change that to move forward in our life. Negative people give us the energy to move forward in our life. Bakhtiar says, we mustn't let negative people to share their ideas. Absolutely. No two there. We mustn't let negative people spread their ideas. Eliminate the two, and you've got some perfect English there. Good job, Bakhtiar. Excellent. And Susan Rawadi just joined us. Hey, Susan, welcome. We're talking about negative people and how to avoid them and how to deal with them. So number 7 point she has here in the article, are you feeling needed? When you listen to complaints of the negative person, when you're listening to them complain, is this your way of feeling needed? Does it make you feel needed? If it does, then you need to start valuing yourself more, and you'll find that this just won't happen anymore. Are you just a soundboard for negative people? Just listening to negative stories over and over helps nobody. It doesn't help you, and it doesn't help the other person. If you listen to it over and over, listening to it is good, but listening to it over and over and over, that's not good. So she says a good test to see if this is happening is to notice how you feel after helping someone. If you feel drained or tired or annoyed or frustrated, then all you've done is given your own energy over to them. And that's not beneficial to you at all. And it rarely helps them. So the next time you're listening to somebody, how do you feel afterward? Are you like really drained and tired? Like, oh my God. Might not be very healthy for you. Number 8. Before I go to number 8, let me look the comments again. Andy is saying hello to Debbie. That's nice. Susan, sounds interesting. Yeah, it's a pretty interesting article here. Lori says it's an infectious process. There's no instant cure. Nope, there's no instant cure here at all. These things take a little time. And the article gives us about 11 different ideas to try. Thank you, Lori. I appreciate that. Here's number 8 suggestion. She says, try saying, I love you, thank you, I'm sorry, over and over. I love you, thank you, or I'm sorry, over and over. This is kind of an off-the-wall kind of theory, she said. Off-the-wall means a little crazy, a little crazy. Off the wall. Off the wall, it's a little different, a little crazy. But she says this, say, I love you, thank you, I'm sorry, off the wall, over and over. If you want to read an article about how a doctor healed an entire mental institution simply by saying these words, read this story by Dr. Len, and there's a link to another story. That would be interesting to read. Maybe I'll do that another time. So you just say to them, I love you, thank you, I'm sorry, over and over. That would be, I think I'm curious to see that article again. All right, let's go back to the comments over here. We have Debbie Mangola says, hard to deal with negative people. No S on people. All right, people is already plural, so we don't need an S on there. One obvious solution is we walk away from them, but it's easy to say than, but it is easier to say than to do it. Let me write that down for you, Debbie. But it is easier to say than to do it. Excellent. Okay, let's go to number 9. Number 9 suggestion says, it's not your fault. Dealing with negative people, it's not your fault. You may be feeling that you have to solve the problems of the energy drainer. You're not responsible for the person's life nor their negativity. You don't have to feel guilty for them being unhappy. Let go of trying to fix or help them. That's not what they want anyway. They want your energy, so you have to be strong and not give in to them. A suggestion this author says for dealing with draining coworkers or negative coworkers is to keep mentioning to the person that you have work to do and you can only listen to them for a minute. I have work to do. I can only listen for about a minute. If after a few minutes the person is still going on about the same thing, then either change the conversation or politely but firmly end the conversation. It's important to be able to let go of the idea that you owe everyone a solution. You don't need to solve the world's problems. With some people, you just have to let them go. They have to take responsibility for their own lives. And if they won't take responsibility, if someone is always there to fix everything for them. If you're trying to be there fixing everything for them all the time, they're just going to come back to you. They're just going to come back to you because you're giving them the energy. That's what they want. Sometimes you just got to let go. What's the song in Frozen? Let it go, let it go. Whatever the song is, I don't know. I don't know what the song. I've never seen it, but I've heard it. I've heard it a lot of times. They say, let it go, right? Diet soda. Let it go. Number 10, be enthusiastic and focus on your own energy. If you can be a higher energy than they are, then your energy will most likely start to rub off on those around you instead of the other way around. Also, the less you pay attention to them, the less they'll affect you. It takes only one person to bring down an entire office, but the reverse is true as well. It only takes one person to completely bring up the positive energy of an entire office. So are you going to be the positive person or are you going to be the negative person? Which one are you going to be? It's your choice. So those are 10 ideas. She's got an 11th strategy here, and I'm going to read it for you. Let's see. Andy says, yes, that's true, Ray. Ernie says, let's it go. Ernie, you just want to say, let it go. Let it go. Very simple. No S on there. Maybe Ernie and Lori, you can do a duet together. We would love to hear you on there. Number 11 says, try translating the message. Something I've noticed happening more and more often nowadays is that a lot of people seem to have lost the ability to express their opinion in a polite and constructive way. They come across as mean-spirited and rude. You might dismiss their ideas, believing their intent is simply to put you down. If you can strip away the aggressive and negative tone, you might see that there is a good point being made. Maybe the person doesn't know how to say it in a positive way. Who knows? And the last thing it says here is take the garbage truck pledge. This guy by the name of David J. Pollay, he's the author of The Law of the Garbage Truck. And he has a garbage truck pledge. So a pledge is like you promise to do something, right? So this is what his pledge is. And a garbage truck is a truck that takes away garbage, right? So here is the garbage truck pledge. Many people are like garbage trucks. They run around full of garbage, full of frustration, full of anger, and full of disappointment. And their garbage piles up, and they look for a place to dump it. And if you let them, they'll dump it on you. So when someone wants to dump on you, don't take it personally. Just smile, wave, wish them well, and move on. Believe me, you'll be happier. That's pretty cool. So, in summary, energy vampires, negative people, are going to appear in and out of your life. The trick is to learn how to deal with them before they appear. If you don't, then they're just going to suck all your energy right out of you without realizing it. And they will also have a huge effect on your life, whether you're able to achieve your dreams and goals. Learn how to deal with negative people so that the author, Judy Orloff, says you can be confident that no one can drain you if you don't cooperate. Remember, only if you let it. Only if I let it. Your life will instantly improve. I hope you enjoyed this. I had a really good time talking to you guys about it. Thank you, Lori. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, Emmy. Everybody else who joined and watched the broadcast here. I thought that was pretty neat. Given what happened earlier on English Finally, I saw Roy's post. He left. Some people being negative. So now we've got a tool, right? Now we're a team, and we've got these 11 tools. 11 tools. If you go back to the broadcast, you can listen to the 11 tools on how to deal with negative people. I certainly learned a lot. I hope you did too. Let's go back to the comments here. Margirl is still there. Andy's still with us. Ernie says, Mar, it's nice to meet you. Rumesa Calby, hello. I don't think we've met before. Nice to meet you. Negative people are never ready to change. They're not. Sometimes they're not. Mar says, hello, everybody. Lori says, either or get off the pot. Ruli says, thank you. You're welcome, Ruli. Good to see you. And Margot's in the house. Woot, woot. And Lori Langford's in the house. What? And Oscar's in the house. Say hi, Oscar. Say hi, Oscar. Oh, I'm a pretty kitty. Hi. Hi, everybody. He's a good boy. Okay, everybody. Thank you for a great and educated topic today, Ray. You're great, and share the positive energy to us today. Have a wonderful day. Andy, I'm looking at you. Positive day to you as well. Your presence is important. Romesa, thank you very much. Your presence is important as well. Laurie Langford is sending kisses to the cat. Andy, hello, Oscar. Andy says hello. He's like, whatever. Give me some food. Mar says, Teacher Rainbow, you're my idol. Oh, calm down. Thank you. Oh, Ray and Oscar. Okay. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you for watching, and thank you for the connections. If I haven't connected with you yet, I will. It's been a long day. I haven't seen the connections yet, but thank you very much, and I will talk to you soon. If you ever have a question, send me a message, but please, don't call me unless we have a prior arrangement. I'm getting some calls from some people at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and although I'm grateful that you want to speak, I'm sleeping. So please check the time in Los Angeles before you call, but then also please have the courtesy to ask if you can call beforehand. Because I may not have time to speak, and I don't want to be disrespectful of not returning your call. Okay. Peace to you. Peace. Have a good day, and maybe we'll catch you tomorrow. Later.